The Alzheimer's drug market is heating up big time in 2024. Eli Lilly and Biogen have made headlines, but there's a new player that's about to shake things up in a big way. In this video, I will be discussing an under-the-radar stock that could emerge as a rising player in this market. This clinical stage biopharmaceutical company is on the fast track to making Alzheimer's a thing of the past. I'm talking about Alzamend Neuro. This stock is listed on NASDAQ, ticker symbol ALZN. I want to thank Alzamend Neuro for kindly sponsoring this video. This has been a very interesting stock to look at over the past week. But before we get into the video, if you find any value in this, can I ask you to smash the like button? It literally costs nothing, but it helps the channel out so much. I'm aiming to get 300 likes on this video. Help me achieve this goal. For anyone who's new, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content like this. I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, so always do your own due diligence. Now let's get straight into it. As I said at the start, the Alzheimer's drug market is heating up big time in 2024. Major companies like Eli Lilly and Biogen have made headlines, but this tiny stock could be on a fast track to making Alzheimer's a thing of the past. Alzamend Neuro is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focused on developing novel products for the treatment of Alzheimer's, bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Alzamend aims to provide hope through the commercialization of existing patented intellectual properties and know-how while simultaneously funding future treatments of other neurodegenerative diseases and psychiatric disorders. Alzamend's goal, as it says on their website, is to make Alzheimer's just a memory, as well as developing effective treatments for psychiatric disorders which affect over 600 million people globally. They have 2 groundbreaking drug candidates targeting 5 separate medical indications, including Alzheimer's, bipolar, and major depressive disorder, as well as PTSD. Their current pipeline consists of AL001, a patented ionic co-crystal next-gen lithium delivery system that provides the benefits of traditional lithium therapies while reducing harmful side effects. Lithium was the first mood stabilizer approved by the US FDA and is still a first-line treatment option, considered the gold standard for bipolar disorder. It safely distributes lithium in the brain, avoiding high levels in other organs, and doesn't require constant monitoring, which would make it safer and more convenient for patients. This is licensed and has begun development in patients for the treatment of Alzheimer's and soon with bipolar disorder. The second is ALZN002, a patented method using a mutant peptide synthesized cell as a cell-based therapeutic vaccine that seeks to restore the ability of a patient's immunological system to combat Alzheimer's. Now, for anyone who is unaware, Alzheimer's is one of the most feared diseases in the world. There is no cure for Alzheimer's, while data shows that since the turn of the century, deaths from this disease have increased approximately 145%. While the disease is now considered to be the 7th leading cause of death in the United States, in 2023, Alzheimer's and other dementias will cost the nation approximately $345 billion. While the company's other main targets, major depressive disorder and bipolar disorder, affect millions of people worldwide, and again, these numbers seem to be rising year on year. An estimated 5 million adolescents aged 12 to 17 in the United States had at least one major depressive episode. This number represents over 20% of the US population in this age bracket. So these numbers are crazy, and while a wide variety of medications have been used historically for augmentation of the antidepressant in MMD, lithium is one of the few agents that has demonstrated efficacy in multiple randomized controlled trials. This means there is a huge addressable market for any company that can get these drugs approved for these indications. As we can see here, the total addressable market for ALZN 001 and 002 is approximately 660 million people worldwide. Looking at the product pipeline, we can see that these 2 product candidates are well progressed on. These are already years into development. In October 2022, Alzamend received a study may proceed letter from the FDA for a Phase 2A clinical trial under its IND application for an immunotherapy to treat mild to moderate dementia of the Alzheimer's type. The company also gained FDA approval to begin Type 2A clinical trials for AL001 for PTSD, bipolar disorder, and major depressive disorder, which could be fast-tracked through the clinical phases thanks to the company's existing R&D. So at this stage, updates on these are imminent. And now, big news has just been announced by Alzamend. Alzamend Neuro has partnered with Massachusetts General Hospital for 2 phase 2 clinical trials of AL001, a next-generation lithium therapeutic drug candidate involving patients with Alzheimer's disease and healthy subjects. Now, this is huge. This is something that alzn investors have been waiting a long time to hear. AL001 completed the clinical portion of phase 2A trials and announced top-line data in June 2023. Now, fast forward more than a year, August 2024, and Alzamend is partnering for the phase 2 clinical trials. Harvard University Associate Professor of Radiology, Dr. Ovidiu Andronesi, will be the principal investigator of the study. As it says here, head-to-head studies of AL001 versus a marketed lithium carbonate product will be conducted. The goal is to compare lithium in human brain and brain structures to identify a potentially ideal dose of AL001 that is safe and effective as current products. A healthy subjects cohort will also be studied to permit comparisons of that of patients. Massachusetts General Hospital is the original and largest clinical education and research facility of Harvard Medical School and houses the world's largest hospital-based research program. The objective of this novel trial is to assess the comparative increase in lithium levels within the brain and its structures as opposed to a commonly marketed lithium salt. Alzamend aims to predict the minimum dose necessary to achieve the equivalent effectiveness and safety of AL001 in contrast to established lithium salts. But importantly, Alzamend is optimistic that this study will assist in meeting the regulatory safety standards for approval by the FDA, which is specifically designed for new formulations and delivery systems of an approved drug. And Alzamend Neuro CEO Stefan Jackman stated, "We are elated to partner with Massachusetts General Hospital in this pivotal study. If we can develop a next-generation lithium product, which is AL001, with an improved safety profile and enhanced biodistribution, it would constitute a major improvement over the current lithium-based treatments and positively impact the 6+ million Americans afflicted with Alzheimer's disease." But that's not all. Just today, Alzamend have also partnered with Massachusetts General Hospital for a phase 2 clinical trial of AL1 involving patients with bipolar disorder. Again, this will be headed up by Dr. Andronesi, and with bipolar disorder affecting so many million people in the US, there is potentially another huge market for this. Now, this article was published on Investor's Place in May of last year, which listed 3 biotech stocks that could potentially turn $1,000 into $10,000. Listed among these is none other than Alzamend Neuro. Now, of course, so far this has not happened yet, but it is clear that there is potential here, and there was very high hopes for Alzamend last year. As it says here, the opportunity around potential Alzheimer's treatments is great. Remember that this is the disease that currently has no cure. A breakthrough treatment for Alzheimer's could be a goldmine. Let me know your thoughts on Alzamend in the comment section below. This has been a really interesting stock to look at over the past week, but remember that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so I highly recommend you do your due diligence on Alzamend Neuro. To learn more about the company, check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.